Hello all you beauty people and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So obviously you can tell by the title down below, I'm actually going to be doing my favorites for my bronzers. If you guys were a part of my channel during VLOGMAS, I actually did a series on my channel, which I will also have a playlist down below where I list all of like my favorite videos, whether it was when I did a part of my series, I was basically just going through every single category of makeup and basically telling you my overall favorites, whether it was high-end, drugstore, whatever it is. So if you want to check out the playlist, it will be linked down below. But I'm going to go ahead and continue it going into the new year because there were a few categories I was unable to do. So if you want to see what I've got to say about my favorite bronzers, then just go ahead and keep on watching. But before we do that, you know the gist. If you like videos like this, don't forget to go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. You know it helps me out so much. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel because you know you want to. And don't forget to hit that notification bell down below so you never miss a video with me, your girl Sandra D. And let's just go ahead and get into it. Alright, so talking about bronzers, there's a lot of different bronzers that are out there. You know, there's like every brand has their own bronzers. So I definitely want to go ahead and talk to you about a few of my favorite bronzers that I have been using so far within this year, and obviously that I just use all the time, that I kind of switch in and out of my regular makeup drawer that I use every single day. So just starting off with my first one, you know this is a cult favorite. We all love this so much. It is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I obviously have hit so far on pan on this to where I'm just swirling. I'm gonna end up running out of this. Am I going to pick this back up again? You bet so. First off, it just smells so good. I know Physicians Formula came out with a new bronzer. I've heard that it's not really that great. It's like okay, but this one is the preferred one. The other one, I guess, is a matte bronzer. So you're looking for a matte bronzer and it's drugstore. I've got a few matte ones behind me for you to show you, but if you want one that has more of a luminescence to it, you definitely want to go ahead and pick up the regular butter bronzer because it does have a very soft texture, but it also does have a little bit of a sheen to it. Now I know you can't see it, but if you put it on the skin, there is, at least to me, it does have a little bit of a sheen to it, or a glow. I mean, you can tell kind of in the pan when I kind of go like that. It's very subtle. It's not ridiculous. This is like literally attaching itself onto my dry patch, but also I have primer on my hand. I forgot to wash my hand. If you guys haven't seen it and you wonder why I have swatches on my hand, I recently did a video over the e.l.f. Mint collection. I'll also list that down below for you guys because I think that should go up before this one. But anyways, or at least talking about the e.l.f. Mint collection, that is what the bronzer looks like on my hands. Again, it does have a little bit of a luminescence to it, but it is one of my favorites. The other bronzer that I have that does have a little bit of a luminous to it is going to be the Wet n Wild Color Iconic Bronzer, which this one is in the shade, I think, hold on, first off, the shade for this one was in Deep Bronze, and then the shade for this one, I believe, is in Sunset Striptease. So this is what it looks like. You obviously can tell I've hit pan on this one as well. This one is a little bit more deep. I think I used this one when I was tan during the summer. So again, that is what it looks like swatching it on my hand next to the other one. They kind of almost look actually pretty similar. I think this one has a little bit more of a sheen to it. It's actually right there if you guys can tell. It does have a little bit more of a sheen, but again, if you look at them side by side, I guess it is a little bit more on the deeper toned than the other one. I can't tell. On my hand, it looks different compared to the camera, but oh yeah, you can definitely see the luminous to that bronzer. So definitely a good drugstore bronzer as well. Another drugstore bronzer that I have here for you is going to be this one by Believe Beauty. You guys have heard me talk about Believe Beauty so much. They have this little tri palette right here for us where you get a highlighter, a bronzer, and a blush. This is in medium deep. They also do have a lighter one. I actually got this one in the medium deep because I use this one a little bit more for contouring because of how dark it is. But we'll go ahead and swatch that on our fingers. Now again, you can see how much darker that is compared to the other ones. I'll swatch it right here for us. So yes, that one I use for contouring for sure because it is a little bit more on the darker side, and it does have a matte formula to it for sure. So for contouring, I use that one to just put right into my jawbone line, wherever you want to say, just to give it a nice contour. Now that's not what's on my face. What's on my face right now actually is the butter bronzer. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and keep moving on. The next bronzer that I have is the Revlon Skin Lights bronzer. Now this one is kind of comparable to the butter bronzer because it does have that luminosity that's in it. So obviously you can see in the pan. Go ahead and swatch that for you as well. So there is that, and then we're gonna swatch it right here. So some of these are similar shades. This one is a little bit more, I can't even like, they're all different tones in bronzers, which is nuts. But I'm still able to use these on my fair skin. So this one is kind of, I would almost say like a mix between the first two. It's right there on my knuckle. But again, on camera, it's coming off a little bit more darker than what actually it is. But yes, I definitely love this bronzer. It does have a nice soft texture to it. For sure. And then on the back it just says that it's a prismatic bronzer, soft, silky soft texture with crystal light pigments for a flattering pure glow without glitter, no chunkiness. So yes, it does have a little bit of a luminous shine to it as well. That's why I said it's comparable to the butter bronzer. But there is that. The only one that has a scent though is going to be the butter bronzer one. Next, I do have the Hula, oh my god, Benefits Hula Beauty bronzer. I have it in the travel size right now in my drawer, but I also own it in the full size as well. So I do have a backup. Now this obviously comes with the little wooden brush, really nice bristles. I've used the heck and bob out of this. This one I should be hitting pan sometime soon. I would assume so. But this is a matte bronzer, I believe so. Let me just go ahead and swatch that. So yeah, that is a little bit of a matte bronzer. I haven't used this in a hot minute, so right now me trying to swatch it, it's not doing anything. Oh, there we go. Now I went ahead and broke that up just a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and swatch that on our hand. I guess I can probably do it somewhere here. So just kind of tapping that in. So there is what that bronzer looks like. Again, it's more of a matte bronzer than anything. There's no luminosity to it. It's just a very subtle matte bronzer shade, and it works good for my fair skin as well because of the tone. Now I think there's other matte bronzers, or there's other bronzers that Hula or Benefit has, but I haven't ever tried any of those because this is the one that I just fell in love with in the beginning. And actually this is one of like the first high-end bronzers I actually bought in my collection. Then another matte bronzer that is amazing is going to be the Milani Silk Matte Bronzer. This is what it looks like. It's an O2 Sun Kissed. Again, it's just a traditional bronzer. I actually use this one to contour as well because of the shade. Again, that's how it's coming off on my finger. It's a little bit more on the like a grayish tone bronzer, I guess, if that's how you want to put it. It's a little bit more of a gray tone, so it's actually really good for contouring as well. So I do use this one to contour. They do have plenty of different shades to choose from in that shade range. So there is that. Now I'm missing one bronzer. Let me see if I can find it really quickly because I know it's somewhere over here. All right, actually I found two more bronzers that I use that were in my drawer in my vanity. Again, they're drugstore bronzers because your girl can't get enough of drugstore. The other bronzer, which is kind of comparable to the Milani one, this is the Maybelline City Bronzer and Contouring Powder. Again, same kind of tone, so I'm not going to go ahead and swatch that one, but in general, this is a really good matte bronzer. So if you like Maybelline more than you like Milani products, choose one. You can't go wrong when it comes to contouring and sculpting. Then I have this bronzer, which again, actually a few of these bronzers were all recommendations by one of my favorite YouTubers, which is Ali Glines here on YouTube, and anything she suggests, majority of the time, she could probably get me to buy it because we kind of have like the same like fair toned skin, and like don't really have that many flaws on our skin either. So if it looks good on her, more than likely, I'm gonna guess it'll look good on me. So this is the bronzer by Flower Beauty, and it is their Heat Wave Luminous Bronzer. So this one does have a little bit of luminosity to it, which is really weird. So this is what it looks like, and then if I go across it with my finger, it changes, which is so weird, but then it goes back to that. So that's what it looks like right there on our skin. So again, it's kind of comparable to those other ones. Apologize about the car that just went past us. But that is all of the bronzers that I have to show you. My hands are a mess right now at the moment. I need to go wash my hands before I get it on anything because I feel like I'm going to. But yes, that is it for all of my current favorite bronzers that I've been using within the past months, with a little bit of last year. Obviously, we know that the shelf life for majority of items are anywhere between 6 to 12 months, but your girl pushes it a little bit past that just because, again, they're powders. I feel like powders are a little bit different. Obviously, they can get contaminated if you don't wash your brushes, all stuff like that, which I do quite frequently. Should I be washing them like every week? Maybe for the ones I use all the time, but I at least wash my brushes at least once a month, okay? Once a month is better than for some people that don't wash anything at all. And I wash my beauty sponge every single day. So I at least do that part right. But in general, that is the end of this video. So I love you guys so, so much. But before we end this, you know the gist. If you like videos like this, don't forget this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel because you know you want to. And don't forget to hit that notification bell down below so you don't miss a video with me, your girl Sandra D, and I will see you in the next one. Love you guys so, so much. Bye.